Alright, so I thought we'd do a few video notes just because give it a try and then we can talk about it together in class. I'll give you guys a set amount of time to finish the notes, and if you're done a little early, then you can get some of the work done. If you are, and if you finish just on time within the time frame, which I'll give you about 25 minutes to 30 minutes, at least copy down the notes. Some of you will copy it faster, some of you will copy a little slower, but that's fine. We can do all the work together at the end, and if you're already done with the work at the end, you can check your work with us. Okay, so we'll see how this works today. If it doesn't work out great, then we'll try something different. So April 5th today, 2.1 and 2.2, using a sample to make predictions, and 2.2, different kinds of samples. I think they should call it types, but they went with the word kinds. Okay. 2.1, using a sample to make predictions. So we need to make predictions on data, but we don't want to talk about the entire group of people because that's too many. Okay, so a sample is a group of people or objects selected from a population. So it's a smaller group from the entire group. Okay, the population here, that's the entire data set. For example, if I wanted to know how what's the favorite color of the people in the United States, the population would be every single person in the United States. It's kind of a lot of people. If I wanted to get a sample, it would be a small group or a select few people from the United States, and I can get a general idea of how the country would, how the United States itself would, what their favorite color would be. Okay, so this is a small group, and I can make a prediction from the small group. The population is everybody. Okay, now the population small enough isn't a bad idea. If my population is Bernardo Heights Middle School, that's not too bad to do. I can probably get all that data in one day if I went around to each class, or if I had everyone jump on the computer, or if everyone filled out a form during Bobcat. I can get pretty much the entire population. A sample wouldn't be necessary. But larger groups, samples are more important to get. So go ahead and copy down these two definitions. These are very good. I'm going to post a video that will kind of give you another idea of what sample and population are. Copy down this chart. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, but this chart itself will help us answer questions A through C on page 36. Okay, now these are questions 1, question 2, question 3, 4, and 5. And those questions are based on the honesty survey on page 35. So they ask these questions. So this a national magazine asks readers to respond to the questions below. They answer these questions and they respond. Okay, so they ask. Then we're gonna. They give you the results. These are the results. Here's A, and B and C. Okay, so they tell you what is a sampling plan. What is the population? That's a good question. And what is a sample? Okay, so who are we reaching out to, and what people are returning answers? Okay, and they're saying that 5,280 people responded to the survey, and they say that 396 responded to the first part, etc. 792 to part B. So they give you all the parts you need to fill in this chart. Okay, once you fill in this chart with the responses from each question, it's going to ask you to find the relative frequency. The relative frequency is just the frequency we did last class. It's finding the percentage of people who responded to each section. Okay, if you're not sure, just fill in 396 who said they would respond to returning the wallet. Returning the wallet is A. So you would put 3,096 here, okay? And then it says 792 said they would return the wallet but keep the money. That's B, return the wallet but keep the money. And you would put that here, question B, 792 or whatever it was, okay? And then we'll answer A, B, and C together. If you are having trouble and you're like, I don't get it, at least copy down this chart. All right. I'm going to move on to 2.1. 2.1. We'll talk about it at the end of the 30-minute time frame. 2.2. Different kinds of samples. Okay, how could you select a sample of your school population survey? Okay, this is your vocabulary word here. Representative samples. Change the color on that one. It says samples that share the same characteristics as a population. Okay. Now what that means is sometimes the population that you or the sample that you choose might not represent the school or represent your population as a whole. For example, if I wanted to get an idea of how the school of Rhode Island Heights Middle School thinks about I don't know, a cartoon show, and I ask only sixth graders, would that be a fair representation? Probably not, because my group is only sixth graders, and I'm not getting a good representation of my seventh and my eighth graders. Okay, so I need a representation of everybody. So here's a group 1, group 2, group 3, and group 4. Okay, there's 4 different groups. You don't have to draw them. You can write them down and say group 1 is people on a bus, group 2, people in line. Or, yeah, so you can write here, group 1, I'm surveying students on my bus. Group 2, I'm surveying people, every 4th person in line. If you would like to draw them, go ahead. It could help you think about what those groups mean and what you can get from them. Okay, and then we're going to answer question C on page 39. I'll post a textbook for you. Okay, so question 30, page 39, question C says the 4 sampling plans are examples of common sampling methods. So here's one, and then we're going to describe what is convenient sampling, what is systematic sampling, what's good and bad about each one. Okay, so I'm adding one little thing to here because I thought it was in here, but it's not. I want you to list the good things, the pros, and the cons of each group. Okay, what is good about convenient sampling? What's not good? What's good about systematic sampling? What's not good? What's good about voluntary response? What's not good? What's good about random sampling? And what's not good? Okay, so we're going to answer question C. And actually, we're going to answer question B as well. So C and B on page 39. Okay, C and B on page 39. I'll give you about 25 minutes of class time to answer these questions. If you don't have time and you can't finish it all because you're still copying it down, that's fine. We'll go over everything together as a class, and then we'll have time to do some work together.